Okay, so still 4-5. I think this is like the fourth video for 4-5. And I definitely forgot at the end of video 3, we talked about or inequalities, and I forgot to play the song, The Chicken Dance. Do you know this song? Do you know that dance? Well, when you do that dance, you kind of flap your hands back and forth, and then you flap your wings, and then you shake your rear, and then you clap. Dun, 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 dun. So when you put your hands out and you kind of quack like a duck's beak, your quacking beaks are in opposite directions. Oh my goodness, just like war inequalities. That's fabulous. And I forgot to put it at the end of that video. So there you have it. Or inequalities are like the chicken dance. The and inequalities are like thriller, thriller night. You got it. All right. So last but not least, I know. Get back to what I need to do. So lesson 4-5 notes, we are going to do some story problems. So it says, Jack designed an exercise program for himself. One part of the program requires him to do cardio between 200 and 280 minutes each week. He plans to exercise the same amount of times each day for 4 days a week. What is the range of minutes he should work out each day? Well, first of all, so you know, when you're doing compound inequalities, at least for me in story problem form, they are always going to be and inequalities. Okay, so anything that we're going to do this year, at least for Algebra 1, with inequalities, they'll be ands, all right? So that means you're going to have a blank, which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to blank. So they're going to get set up that way. So here we go. Jack designs an exercise program for himself. He wants to do cardio between 200 and 280 minutes each week. He plans to exercise the same amount of time each day for 4 days. What is the range of minutes? So that's the x for minutes that he should work out each day. So the amount of time each day, the range of minutes he should work out each day, if he's going to do it 4 days a week. So when you start this, the range, remember it's going to get set up like an and. So you're going to go from 200 up to 280. And then he's going to do 4 days a week. So that would be your 4x. And then less than, and it says he wants to be between 200 and 280. Now, according to this, 200 and 280, the word between sounds like it wouldn't include it, but in this situation, in a real world situation, they usually include it because you're not going to say, oh, I just worked out 200. I need to keep on working another minute, so it's 201, and my goal is 280, but, oh, I can't reach 280. I have to only stop at 279 minutes. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So even though the word between usually signifies that you wouldn't include it, in story form situation like this, a real world situation, you should include it. All right, so we're going to divide to isolate the variable. So you divide all 3 sides by 4. And when you solve, 200 divided by 4 is 50, which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 280 divided by 4 is 70. So just like before, you really have 3 parts: write, solve, and then describe. So Jack will need to work between 50 and 70 minutes each day to reach his goal. And then I'm going to introduce you to the word inclusive. And the word inclusive means including 50 and including 70. And then you don't have to worry so much about making sure he must exercise 50, at least 50, but no more than 70. Of course, you could write it up like that, but if you just say between 50 and 70 minutes and then add the word inclusive, that means you would include it and you don't have to worry about being so specific. All right, so let's look at number 2. Jill works at American Eagle. Her goal is to sell between $800 and $1,200 worth of clothes each week. So far, she's sold $475 worth of clothes. During the rest of the week, what dollar amount must Jill sell in order to reach her goal? So Jill's selling clothes. A lot of times those different clothing stores make you work on commission and you have to sell so many dollar amount worth of clothes to make the commission, and that's kind of sounding like what she has going on. So Jill's going to work between 800, or not work, but sell between $800 and $1,200 worth of clothes. So far, she's sold 475, plus she's got some more to sell, but we don't know how much. So then this again would be 800 would be the smallest amount. You want X to be bigger than 800. 1,200 is what her goal is, so she's okay if she doesn't go over 1,200. She's good there. But now, again, in a real-world situation, you probably wouldn't say, oh, she reached 800, she's got to sell 801, so we would include it, even though the word between usually means not to include, okay? So here we go. I'm going to subtract 475 from all 3 spots. Subtract 475, subtract 475. And so that gives you 800 minus 475 is 325, which is less than or equal to X, which is less than or equal to 1,200 minus 475, which would be 725. So Jill needs to sell between, and you can use that word between, 300, let me throw on a dollar sign, 325 and $725 worth of clothes. And then again, I would add that comma and add the word inclusive. And then you don't have to be specific by $325 or more and up to $725. You don't have to be fancy with your words if you use that word inclusive, meaning it'll be included. All right, the last one, probably a great problem to do with pH levels and readings and being able to do an average. And it's a great question, and I usually do it. But this year, just because of the situation we're in, we're going to give this one the big old X. You don't have to worry about that one. So there you have it. Hopefully you understand how to set them up, always as a compound inequality, which would be our thriller. And then, of course, you got the chicken dance for the ors. All right, have a good one.